Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building.
Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
You're right the way, King Dingbat here, and welcome to another Philly Shakedown podcast. And all I can say is this: thank God in heaven, that game is over. Joey Shakes, my man, what is going on? How are you?
I'm all right. I'm trying to contain myself right now, but it was a rough few hours that we just had. A lot of things have happened. I understand it's just a preseason game, so I know I'm going to get a lot of it's just a preseason game. We're both going to get a lot of that, but It just wasn't a good day today for me, at least.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I understand what you're saying. Before we get into it, let's welcome some of the people here.
Yeah.
I see Bill Bob's here, Bryce Blackwell, Timothy, Justin K, Eagles, Tortyville, Ray Bella, Colin, Timothy, Joshua, T-Dot. A lot of you guys are in here. Savvy's here. Baron Vaughn is here. Mr. International is here. Yeah, Sydney family, Joe Enos, Joe Jones, Rob Meyer. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let's just jump into this mother humper because I was getting reports during my stream that Joey Shakes was losing his mind. Well, I want to hear what I know we took a beating today, but I want to hear what your frustration is because I have a lot of frustrations to share too. So I'm curious if they align or they're two separate things.
Right. Yeah, so I can go back to like these joint practices we had with Miami where the second day we practiced with ourselves in Miami with the stomach bug thing that was going on. Now, going into this game, I knew we weren't having starters play, but then hearing the rumors that Miami was going to have their starters, in which they scored almost 17 points, probably with the starters that they had. And I'm trying to figure this out because I'm just like sitting there and I'm like, the preparation of Nick Sirianni and what he was doing with between these training camps, the hour practices barely hitting, the joint practices having more value than these preseason games. Why? And look, I think they made the mistake, and I think we agree they made the mistake last week to not, then why they didn't at least put them in for the starters in for a series or two. You have the Miami starters are in the game for 2 series or more than that with a limited amount of running backs, offensive line, and you literally are just putting your second to third team out there. And how are you supposed to have an observation of your roster? You know what I mean? Like, I totally get if you're trying to at least see what these guys have that are trying to make the roster, or let's put them against the Miami Stars. But do you think it's a waste of time or it is unfair? Look, I'm not putting the Miami Dolphins down for doing what they did. They could do whatever they want. Nick could do whatever he wants at the end of the day. But the matter of fact is they have to – I thought that a whole entire quarter was a waste of time. It was just a waste to me. I mean –
Right. Well, my point of contention is a little bit like yours. My thing is this, is about an hour and a half before they played, I was reading something and it was coming out of Miami and it was like, here's a list of everybody that's scratched. And it was like the whole starting team. And then all of a sudden we started hearing, they're going to play their stars right before the game. And to me, if I'm Nick Sirianni, as soon as I know they're playing their starters get in there. I'm not letting somebody come out and embarrass my team like that. If Miami said we're playing our starters and the Eagles said then we're going to play ours, I bet you money Miami doesn't play their starters. I bet you money they don't play their starters. So I get aggravated because, it's preseason. I don't really care about who wins or loses. but I'm not going to let some team go and just destroy me and make me embarrass me to build them up. I'm not going to do it. And that's exactly what happened. So I had giant issue with that. My other issue is I don't understand how this team thinks in terms of players that need to be seen, that we need to see. Why do I have to watch Chinstrap every week? He absolutely stinks. He's horrible. Why is Huntley still playing? Like, I need to see Carson Strong. I need to see these guys, and I don't see them. Now, they could say, well, we have practice and stuff, but clearly practice isn't game speed. Practice isn't even preseason. I mean, look how many missed tackles. Look at these guys look tired. Like, yeah. I don't like the whole preseason philosophy. That's my biggest point of contention with the whole thing,
Yeah, I mean, Sinnott has been like way too much Sinnott, way too much. I was tired of Jason Huntley. I was just absolutely tired. Like, yeah, we got some more Kennedy Brooks here and there. Like, it was all right. But after that pick six, overthrown ball to Deion Kane, there was a bunch of like overthrown, underthrown. Like, he couldn't. Like, one to Kennedy Brooks on the right side, he overthrew that when he was wide open. It's just, is he even good enough to even have a camp arm on a roster? Is there even any value in him? And then not to mention Carson Strong, we get him in this game with a little bit more time, but it seems like it was less time.
Right.
We got him with more time, but less time at the same time, which was like, he had that, he got pressured a couple times. The offensive line he couldn't do much.
He handed off better. It was a better, sweeter, smoother handoff. He took shots better. He threw the ball better. How is he not better than this guy already? I can look at it and I say he's better. He's better.
Yes. And like he after he got hit, when he threw that when he underthrew that ball, he kind of like hit the ground really hard when he was getting up off the ground.
And he got up like a man. You know what I'm saying? He got like a man.
Right. And I don't get what the whole deal is with him right now. Like, are they saving him? Are they putting him on the fake IR? Are they
I think they're trying to stash him. I think they're trying to get him through waivers. That I'm convinced of it after this whole debacle. Mr. International says Chinstrap will never play in the NFL. I totally agree with you, man. John Doe says Kenny Pickett should be an Eagle. Hey, John Doe was a Kenny Pickett guy. He looks pretty good in Pittsburgh so far. So, shout out to you. Jesse says, 500 going to tell the world that we need an effing third down back. Speak. Tell it. What's wrong with people? Clear. Oh, my God. Here you go again. Early in the game. 3rd and 1. Can't get it. 4th and 1. Can't get it. The second week of preseason, same thing. First week of preseason, same thing. They don't have a back that is big enough and physical enough. Huntley is just another Boston Scott, Miles Sanders, and Kenneth Gainwell. You have to get it back. They need a back, Joey. They need a big physical back.
Wow. It shows like those examples on those 3rd, 4th, and shorts. Like they don't have a big enough back to get through. I mean, that's just the truth. They don't like
it is.
There is rumors that they might make. They've called multiple teams. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have a new running back in the building. Yeah. They have to.
I'm going to do my 53-man roster, and Huntley's going to make that roster. But I don't think Huntley's going to be on this team. I think there will be another running back, and I don't think Sinnott is going to be the 3rd quarterback. I bet you they pick up a quarterback, a 3rd quarterback, because he's horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Eagle says, 3,500, why did we even draft Carson if we're not going to use him? I'm telling you, I'm convinced. We've heard, he's horrible in practice. He doesn't know the system. I'm convinced they're trying to stash him. Because if he's horrible in practice, he doesn't know the system, you can't play him in preseason, then you cut him. Well, that's what you do.
Well, he's undrafted.
He's an undrafted free agent who got the highest guaranteed money out of any undrafted free agent. They're saying that he's not good in practice. He doesn't know the system, so he can't play in preseason. Then you cut him, and you bring in another quarterback. You don't keep him, okay? So, to me, that excuse on why he's not playing doesn't hold water. The reason I think they don't want to play him is because he's got a big arm, and if he goes out and he's good in preseason, everybody's going to watch him. When you try to get him all through waivers, somebody will pick him up. That's what I think. I really think they're stashing him, dude.
Yeah, it could be it. Yep.
You know, Trav, thank you for the super chat. He goes, Sirianni was soft all preseason. I hate it. I hate
Can't stand
the
it.
philosophy. You know,
No, can't.
Tortigo says Stashy doesn't make sense. If you think you have a promising young quarterback, you put him on the 53 as a third stringer. If you put him on the practice squad, then a team can claim. Yeah, but I don't think they think he could be a third stringer. Like, I don't think they think he's ready. I think they want to put him on the practice squad. Then you don't really have like open public practices. So somebody would have to take him off the practice squad, like with only what they have in college. So he may survive a year or two. That's what I think. But I mean, I don't understand the reasoning. Let's say you're right, Torteville. Let's say that that isn't the reason, right? It's not that they're trying to stash him. Then if he's so awful, why is he not even playing? He doesn't even play. I don't understand it. You know, It's crazy. 500. I need your only link. Yeah, I'll drop the only link later. Let me try to catch up to these. I'm way behind.
You're good.
You know, but that's what frustrated me more than anything was that I don't like the nonchalant. It's only preseason. We practice.
But how much is Nick taking out of the preseason to the joint practice? Like, there's some players that have had horrible preseason games, but have played well in these joint practices. Like Britton Covey today is a perfect example. Didn't do anything today. Had a reception, maybe a reception or two, nothing much. Nothing on special teams at all, but has scored touchdowns during these joint practices and have had some good returns during these practices.
They claim that they take more out of the joint practices. I don't. I take more of the preseason game. You can't. You can see it in the amount of missed tackles just in a game. They can't tackle. How many missed tackles were there? So I don't agree with the flaw. I just think the philosophy of preseason, and it's not just the Eagles. Many teams are doing this. It's horrible. Barry says, "Love hearing y'all pigeons yank." Oh man, I don't want to hear it. Philly 500. If Reed's in it makes his team, I'm going to lose it. He might make this team. Here you go. Eagle fans making excuses on Nick, but come on down. But don't worry about Week 6 Cowboys. We'll be giving Cowboys. I've never seen a losing organization for the last 30 years, worry so much about the score of a preseason game instead of the reasons for the score. It's not like the starters are playing. The problems that we have I don't care what the score was. I care what I care who was out there playing. I care what the practice and the philosophy of preseason is. I don't care what the score is. That's the part that bothers me,
Right.
Yeah, new age rest and yoga after games. Listen to relaxing. Oh man. it should be foot in the ass. Tortigo says, Davion Taylor looks really bad lately. I wonder if Bradley might get his spot now. I think both of them, I had both of them making. I think they're both still going to make it. I do. But, here's the thing people have to realize. When the final 53-man roster goes, the first 50 players is coach's decision. The final 3 spots, Howie Roseman gets to make. So let's say you get a situation like, I don't know, Blankenship, right? That kid looks like he played really good.
Yeah.
So you're saying he actually outplayed Kevon Wallace. Now Howie's going to say, no, we drafted Kevon Wallace here. This kid we got undrafted free agent. We're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we have to be concerned about.
Does Reed Blankenship have a chance for the active roster? I mean, look, at this point, Kevon Wallace looks hard. I mean, Tart is nowhere to be found. Wallace can't cover for his life. I mean, it's I don't know. He looks promising.
I think Kevon Wallace is going to make the team because Kevon Wallace was a 3rd-round pick. He's going to make the team because of that. But I think Blankenship deserves to make the team.
True.
I thought Blankenship. I thought Calcaterra made the team tonight. I think who else? I thought Devin Allen should be considered. I mean, he can play special teams as a punter.
Really good. Yeah.
So I mean, I would give him a shot, but they won't. They're not going to do that. Scotty Game Production says, "What did I miss? Sorry, I missed the game. 5,500. Enjoy. Good night, guys. Remember, go Birds." It was a shellacking. You didn't miss anything. Believe us.
No.
Jay says, "Tyreek killed us, but he was facing our fourth, fifth corner. Really not a fair comparison. Tyreek's a beast, though. He is. Well, that's what I'm saying. As soon as Miami said we're playing our starters, I would have said, well, we're playing our starters then. That's how I feel. Because then I think Miami going to go, we're not playing our starters. Like, I think they said, the Eagles aren't going to play our starters. Let's build up some confidence on ourselves.
Right.
Right.
That's
how I feel. So I didn't like that, I don't know. We got over 563 people here on both channels. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Click the link in the description. Go support my man, Joey Shakes. We thank you for being here. It was brutal all the way around, really. I just don't like. I don't know. I mean, I know they want to keep guys healthy and stuff, but I just don't like. I don't like the way that they do preseason in football anymore.
I think the less they go 100% at practice, the worse it's going to get. So these next 2 weeks, they better put the work in, man. They better not treat these soft days. I mean, I understand there's going to be certain guys, maybe they have days off or something. They're not going to work the older veterans too hard, but they can't go the way they've been going with this off season. They can't treat it like that before a game, because I'm telling you right now, if they do that, you could have multiple injuries first game, knock on wood, but you never know what could happen.
Well, if you just look at okay, you look at some of these guys. I mean, a lot of people talk about the conditioning of Jordan Davis. But it's more than just him. I see other guys. I see linebackers like they can't catch their breath, and it's like these guys are not in. They're in shape, but they're not in football shape. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then if you look at the amount of missed tackles, I think in the first half of the game versus Cleveland, I think there were 21 missed tackles. Like the tackling's bad. It's sloppy football, and I just don't like it. I don't like it, and it makes preseason almost unwatchable from a fan's perspective.
True, I agree.
I
agree.
So I don't know. Michael says, "Who you guys have at receivers?" Now that's a good question. I'm gonna put a 53-man roster, but I got 6. I think they're gonna keep 6. I think it'll be AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Quez, Pascal. Now, in my opinion, I have Deion Kane number 5. And then I would probably say, not including a trade, it's going to be Reagor. And I think it'll be that. Because I think Greg Ward not playing all training camp hurt him. So I think that's the 6 that they keep. Now, they might trade Reagor, but that's what I think. Now, I don't know what they think of Kane. Kane was out there in the fourth quarter, dude. Why is he out there in the fourth quarter?
No, he was throwing the ball in the beginning of the game.
I know, but he was also out there late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I was like, why is he out there?
Right. Yeah, plus they pulled Reagor early. But Jeff McClain put out an article or put out a tweet today that they pulled Reagor out early, which probably means that he's going to make this roster.
That's right. And to me, that's a Howie Roseman. That's a front office decision. Because of where he was drafted. It totally is. Or they're going to trade him. That's the only option. Zaytrek says, why would the Dolphins start their first stringers in the final preseason game knowing that we're sitting our starters out? They try. That's exactly why. They knew we were sitting our starters, and they could go out there and make yourself seem better than you are. Like, try to get momentum going in. That's what they're trying to do.
Right.
And the Eagles, all the Eagles had to do, in my opinion, was probably go, we're playing our starters too. And then they probably would have pulled back. I really believe that. I
agree.
Isaac says, his safeties, Epps, Harris, Blankenship, Tart. Interesting. I got the Eagles. I'm telling you guys some of my 53. I got the Eagles keeping 5 receivers. I got Epps, Harris, Chichara. I think Jaquiski Tart is still going to make the team, even though he probably doesn't deserve it. And then I'm going to say Kevon Wallace, and I don't think he deserves it, but I think they're going to give it to him over Blankenship.
Yeah, I had 4. I had Epps, Harris. I had Epps, Harris, Kevon Wallace and Reed. And I just think Tart's just been a no-show, plus missing time in the beginning where he had some personal stuff going on. So
no, he has been. He very well could be cut. The only reason I'm keeping him is because I look at it and I go, well, what veteran presence do you have besides Harris, really? That's the only. That's why I think. Jay says Andre Dillard looked really bad though. He was getting beat constantly. Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch him. I'll try. I don't know if I can watch that game again, but it was bad. Python said it concerned me how badly the second team performed. I know their backups, but seriously, man, 0 points. Well, I mean, I'm trying to think. You know. I mean, they were moving the ball well. And I'm sorry if I'm missing these. I'm trying to catch up to the chat. But the first drive, they were moving the ball well. They hit Kane a couple times, nice catches. They're going down, and then they can't convert a 3rd and 1 because they don't have a running back that can get short yardage. And if people want to say, well, you use Hurts in that situation, I don't want to use Hurts all the time in that situation. Tonight, I am 100,000% sure they need another running back. Dude. Nobody can convince me otherwise, you know?
No, I mean Jason Huntley is not going to be your forward. Kenny Brooks, I don't think that. In my opinion, from the Eagles' perspective, I don't think they think Kenny Brooks is the answer.
I got to tell you, I wasn't so impressed. Like, I mean, he wasn't that impressed. I'm not saying. I think he should have gotten more carries. For me, perfect night tonight would have been Carson Strong plays the whole game. Kennedy Brooks plays the whole game. And let's see what he can do.
Right.
They don't give him enough of a chance, you know?
Yeah.
So that's it is what it is. So 500, I missed everything up until now. Can I get the Eagles took a beating tonight. 48 to 10? Something like that. I don't remember. They took a beating. The Miami decided to play their starters for like the first 3-4 series. They scored 17 points on us, and it just was a beating. And we're just airing our grievances with kind of the philosophy of preseason. You know, I'm not worried that they lost. I'm worried about all the other things in between, like. Oh, we had a great practice, joint practice. Great. It was real physical. But then you go out there in a preseason game that you say is less valuable, and they can't tackle. They can't tackle because they don't practice tackling. Guys are out of breath after 2 drives because they don't practice more than like 58 minutes. It's crazy to me, you know? And that's where it's at.
Yeah, it comes down to preparation of because really – we're not seeing these scrimmages. We're seeing highlights. We're not seeing everything. So it's hard for us to go into this preseason game and have the promise from Nick that, we're getting the work put in these joint practices where you go into these preseason games, the usage of certain players that should have more reps than other players. Like, I didn't like how they used certain players. Like, I think Jason Huntley was definitely a perfect example. I think they've ran with him that even the first game he had all the reps. Second game, he got a lot of reps. This game, he got a lot of reps. It's just, they didn't try out different guys. Like, if you want other guys to try to make a big push, see what they have, tire them out, put them in the whole game, just do it. But today was just, it's just how they use these players. I wasn't liking it at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, and the Eagles had their second string. They had, it wasn't even second string. There was some second string guys in, there were third string guys in after the first series. It was a mix. So, I mean, and the way it came out, Miami goes, play action bomb to Tyreek Hill. The Eagles looked like they weren't even ready to start. Like, those guys were like, what just happened? Kevon Wallace, he can't keep up with Tyreek Hill, Martin Perez, thank you for the super chat. Eagles should go after A.J. Dillon. Great running back number. Oh, my God. I love A.J. Dillon. I just don't think that it'll happen, though. I mean, is Green Bay really actively trying to trade him? I'm saying that I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
God, I'm so far behind. I forgot to put these on slow mode, I think.
You're good.
This is what I'm saying, Trav. That is my point. The coaching staff hung our players out to dry against the first. Like, you got to have pride in your team. Like, no, you're not going to come and just put your starters in and just embarrass us. And no, we're not going to let you do that to us. I don't care if it's preseason. You're not doing that to us. That's how I take it. Like I take it personal. Like, well, why are you letting them do this to us? It's like I said in my stream, it's like somebody sneaking you and punching you in the face. And then when you try to go and, and protect yourself or fight back, people are holding you back. It's not right. That's how I feel the coaching staff did us,
Yeah, I believe it.
Chris Scott says, Minshew was decent. As for Kane, he'll make this team if Regs gets traded. I don't know how Greg Ward makes his team. I think you're going to keep 6 receivers, I think Devin Allen, Covey, I think they get through waivers. So I think they come back to the practice squad. I think Blankenship comes back to the practice squad. I think hopefully their gamble on Carson Strong pays off. We'll know because they're going to cut Carson Strong. And if they don't sign him to the practice squad, then I'm totally lost at why he was even on this roster.
Right.
Right?
Like no plan. Like I don't know how they treat him the way how they treat your 4th quarterback. How's your 4th? Usually your 3rd and 4th quarterback get a lot of reps in the last preseason game at least.
Yeah. Dalvin says, dude, I really hate being a Philly fan so much. We overreact so damn much. Like, bro, it's literally preseason. If someone was big, if it was big to get hurt, you guys would be pissed. Relax, man. Now, I think you're misunderstanding what we're saying. It's not that they even didn't play their starters, or it's not that we're saying because they lost the world's ending or they're going to be horrible. I still think this is a really good team. But what I'm saying is I don't like the way that the preseason is approached. And it's not just the Eagles, it's a lot of other teams. I don't like some of the things that they do. That's all we're saying. I don't care that they lost. Miami could have scored 80 points. I don't care. What I care about is the attitude. What I care about is the philosophy of preseason, though. Those kind of things. That's what I'm talking about. I don't like a team that puts their starters out because they know you're having backups in and you allow them to go just embarrass you. I'm sorry. That bothers the crap out of me. I'd never think Buddy Ryan will allow that to happen in a million years. And that's how I look at it. It's preseason. Yeah, sure. Nobody's saying, oh, we're going to win 4 games now. We're going to win 3 games. Nobody's saying that. But what I'm saying is I don't understand why Reed Sinnett, the chin strap, is in there for 3.5 quarters.
Yeah, I don't.
Why?
They're seeing something that we're not seeing. I guess I don't know. Do they have more? They just see more value in him. I don't know. He's
not an
player...
NFL quarter. If it was the third, if Minshew Hurts got hurt, God forbid, and then Minshew, he stinks.
Yeah.
Did you see a couple of plays he had Calcaterra going over the middle, wide open.
Yeah, he missed
throws
2
it
passes.
so late. He misses a running back coming out back. He holds. He's not NFL ready, dude.
I get it.
Andy Reese says, "You got that right. You guys can't breathe after practice, so you're going to have no stimulus to continue the whole game." Well, and that's what concerns me with some of these teams that start out slow and they get winded or get tired. Now I said the same thing about the Eagles last year, and they came out and destroyed Atlanta. So, I don't know. Tortiville said, the world knew that they were going to go deep to Tyreek Hill on the first play. I think Gannon was the only one who had no idea. Does Gannon concern you anymore? Like, you still, like, after preseason, do you feel like he's just holding back? Or do you feel like this is it?
Well, part of it, he has to hold back a little bit because he's not going to give away his whole playbook. These coaches aren't going to put their playbook out on the field in preseason, though. They don't want a blueprint to be made for another team to kind of see. So I think some of it's smoke screen, some of it's just basic plays and how they're really going to use guys. So maybe sitting these stars out so much is maybe him saying, oh, I don't want them to know what we're doing, and we're going to keep these guys out as much as possible. This way, once game time comes, like, we're going to be ready. We're going to catch them when they're not ready, pretty much. So that's how I feel. I mean, I think even from last game, I thought we were very passive, and we didn't do enough, and we looked like what we looked like last year. Even this game, they blitzed here and there, but every run was a 10-yard run. Like from first, second, third, fourth, fifth string for Miami, like every player was good. Like every player did something to us. I mean, they they were productive. Like we couldn't stop it like at all.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the way it's the way of the NFL now for a lot of teams. They're not going to play starters. I think you should play them. I think the first game should have been one drive. Second game should have been, a half. Third game, well, actually, I say first game quarter. Second game half, and then third game you sit everybody. But we had one drive.
Yeah, that's it.
So we'll see. Christopher has faith in Jonathan Gannon. I hope so. I hope so. Chester eats disgusting sandwiches. It looks like you do, Chester. Gross. Dude, we get the greatest names in our chat.
We do.
Do you think Reed Blankenship will stay? I think he deserves to, but I'm going to still say no.
Yeah.
Because of I think it's going to be because of where Kevon Wallace was picked. That's what
God, that sounds so pit. He's a third. He's a what? Third? Was he fourth round pick in 20? Was he?
Yeah. King Petty TV says Gannon was the reason for missed tackles. That was the play. It wasn't. No. Gannon didn't miss the tackles, but if you don't practice and you don't practice tackling and you're not doing it hardly at all at any practice, then of course guys are going to miss tackles. It takes a while to get adjusted, to get, the rust off and stuff. So to me, by not tackling and not letting your players work on it and do it in camp like they used to, these guys come out and they can't tackle.
It's not like in joint practice they're doing live tackling either. That's why I don't get how these scrimmages, these joint practices have more value than these preseason games. It just makes no sense.
I gotta read this because I want to know about the sex with zebra thing. You say you have sex with zebras. Who? What? What? Did you say you had sex with zebras? Or is he talking about somebody else? I didn't assume that this game, because he must be talking, you're talking to somebody else. Because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. So he must be talking, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump in your conversation. Mr. International said, man, I'm skeptical about Gannon. I think he will still be picked up by another team after the season, no matter what season he produces, because of his philosophy. He will open the door on his way out. I think either way he's going too. But I do think it's interesting that they keep bringing Vic Fangio to practice. I feel like that's a hey, Jonathan Gannon, look what we got here. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That could happen. That's a good sign, though. It's a good sign.
It is a good sign. But I got to tell you, like, I am worried about Gannon. I'm really trying to hold out and say, all right, he's just holding back. He's playing vanilla, and so I'm not gonna worry about it too much until we see what happens week 1. T.L. Hopkins, thank you for super chat. He goes, how long will they let Gannon stay if he's bombing? I think he could go mid-season because I think Fangio's ready to go in.
Wow.
I mean, why is he there at every practice, dude?
I don't know who he has a good relationship with. I don't really even know like how he's connected to this team at all. So I'm not sure at all. I tried actually looking that up. I couldn't really find anything on how he has any ties to a certain coach or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what is going on with Andy. It's got to be a conversation that I'm just going to stay out of it. Shay says, Philly 500 Cowboy fan here. Keep your enemies closer, right? Always. That's right. Mr. Bubbles Rap says, Mr. Bubble Rap, that's pretty good. The tackling doesn't pick up until week 3. Yeah, because these people are trying to adjust to it, A lot of sloppy play early in football season. No question about it. Tart was horrible. I know. I know. Now, if Tart gets cut, then I think if Tart gets cut, then I think Blankenship can make it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Tart was Tart in there late? I saw Wallace in there. I didn't see Tart in there late. That makes me think that the guys late in the fourth quarter not in there have a chance to make the team. The guys that are out there may not make the team.
Yeah, right.
Vic going to take over? I think so. Terrible game tonight. I hate every. I mean, yeah, it was horrible. Listen, the last preseason game is always horrible already, but this was like all-time horrible.
Bad. Yeah.
Philly D says only organization that talks about success 30 or 40 years ago. Oh yeah, you must be talking about them Dallas Cowboys. I agree. Gambo, thank you for super chat, my man. He says it's sad that Kane and Ward going to get cut and Reagor going to be opening 5-guy franchises with his rookie money next year when no one wants them. It's insane to me. Like Kane was out there late in the fourth quarter. He started the game and he was out there. Reagor was not out there. And I'm going in my stream, I'm going, is Reagor out? Why is Reagor not out here? Like Reagor should have played the whole game.
Yeah.
Should have played the whole game. You know?
I don't know what you're getting out of Reagor being a number 5. I don't know what you're getting out of him.
It's pride. They're not going to cut. He's a first-round pick. Noah the Beast, he says, F this preseason game. I'm ready for week 1 and ready to whoop some Detroit Lions ass. Well, we're going to beat Detroit. Listen, for those that might come in late or may, maybe, thinking that because we're saying something maybe critical of what we saw tonight, it means that we think the Eagles stink or they're going to be bad. No, I still got them winning the division, sweeping Dallas. I still got them, maybe winning a playoff home game, and possibly, if everything goes well, an NFC Championship game at best. I still think that the sky's the limit for them. But some of the things of how they handle preseason just drives me nuts.
Yeah,
that's all.
I think part of it is Nick Sirianni going to his second year as well, and like coaches do a lot of offseason work differently. Just like we saw some starters the second week of preseason, and we didn't have anybody in. Like there's just teams that do things differently. I think me and Philly both agree we should have had at least another series. I mean, we were asking for a quarter or a half. We should have at least got a series or two, just one more time with some of these guys, just to kind of see what they got. Just not saying you have to start every starter, just put in a few guys here.
Well, to me, if Miami said, "Hey, coach, we're gonna play our starters. We just want you to know," I said, "All right, starters, get ready."
Right.
And I'm gonna say I'm starting my starters too. And I really truly in my heart believe that if the Eagles played their starters, Miami wouldn't have.
I agree.
That they're not going to risk it, but they're going to take advantage and get some work in, build some confidence before going into the regular season. And they knew they could get away with it. I feel like we got taken advantage of. You know what I mean? That's how I feel.
Right, I agree.
Gandalf says, "I'm convinced Gannon doesn't have common sense to change the play calling from last year." That is going to be interesting to see. I know the thing with Gannon is he was running 3-4 last year. They didn't have the personnel. So to me, even if you do 3-4 more and you're built for it better, are you going to blitz when you have to? Are you going to bring pressure?
Hope so.
Yeah. Travis said, if we cut strong and somebody claims him, then he'd him out from playing, getting meaningful reps for no reason. Yeah, well. Yeah, absolutely. Once he clears waivers, then he can sign with any team's practice squad, right? I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. So if he clears waivers, he can sign with anybody's practice squad. I think the Eagles, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they just don't like him, but they just said we paid him guaranteed money, so we're just going to keep him on the roll. I don't understand.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you paid him that guaranteed money, but like we've never seen an offseason like this where they use the third and fourth quarterback and barely playing the fourth quarterback. I've never seen how they treat a player like this. It's just weird to me.
It's very weird. You're talking about a guy who didn't barely played. And then when they say, well, because he doesn't know the playbook, then cut him and bring somebody else in so somebody else could get work. Right. And we can have okay, he's a developmental project. Cut him. So obviously you don't want to cut him. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they do,
Yeah.
Tortiville says, good defensive coordinators have good instincts when it comes to play calling, blitzing, adjusting, etc. Gannon guesses wrong most of the time and coach is passive. I don't think that will change. Then he's got to go. Dorsey says, "Hey Philly, I'm a Cowboys fan. I love you, but I hate the Eagles so much." Well, I appreciate that, and I understand. Vic Fangio has gone to 6-7 team practices this summer. Keep it close to the NFL. He was up in Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, both New York teams, and Philly. Philly at least twice with the Eagles.
Right.
One in Philly and one in Miami. There's also a lot of talk that Fangio has been talking to the Eagles front office, like almost in like a consultant type thing.
Right.
So
I heard that.
Keep an eye on that. You know. Sally said, "I'm with you, Philly. I could care less about the score. I want to see the starters and offense get a rhythm during preseason. Same with the defense." I know. I mean, like I said, if it was me, they would have played a quarter in the first game, a half in the second, and they would have been sitting, and they would have earned it, you know?
Right.
Do you guys think it's worth spending extra money to get NFL Plus Premium, $80 for the year versus $30 a year for regular? Here's the thing. You have to check, and I'm pretty sure NFL Plus does not give you out-of-market games during the season. You still have to go through Sunday Ticket, DirecTV, at least for one more year. So you're really paying to be able to have Red Zone, to be able to watch like primetime games there, and then I think maybe replays and stuff. Like they might show that. I don't know, but
yeah, they do.
I don't know enough about it to really to give you a full answer. I do have it, and I got Game Pass because I use it for my videos.
You mean Game Pass or NFL Plus? You mean? Because isn't Game Pass NFL Plus? There's no Game Pass anymore.
Hold on. Yeah. It converted into it, right?
Yeah. Well, I was using Apple AirPlay, and it wasn't even working. Like I put the game on, it didn't even work at all. I was doing it on my TV, and it didn't work. So I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah, they have to drastically improve their streaming, because if they're going to take over Sunday Ticket next year, they have to, you know?
Yeah.
You're sounding like the Eagles version of Mark Holmes. I don't even know what that means, dude. I don't even know what that means, because Mark is always like, the Cowboys are this and they're the greatest ever, and you know, we didn't do this right, but we're so great at this and we can cover this and we can do that. I'm gonna do 12 videos a day. I don't think that at all. I think that you got to be realistic. We have to be able to say when the team does great stuff, and then when they do things we don't like. You got to be able to say it. I don't like how they prepare for preseason, and maybe that's what you mean. Maybe he feels the same way about preseason. Maybe it's an older guy thing, but I just don't like the way it prepared. I don't like a team coming out with their starters and my, second and third strings are out there and being okay with them just destroying us. I don't like it. I don't.
No, I don't either. I don't like how they did this whole. I mean, we were excited for training camp and preseason, but the way they've been doing these soft practices and barely hitting and joint practices are the most important thing. More value out of these preseason games. It really bothers me how this team is going to look first week. It's really bothering me a little bit. Getting to me.
I think they'll be okay. I think because your starters will be playing, I think they'll be okay. But I don't know. I just there's just guys I wanted to really watch that we didn't get an opportunity to see. And that's what bothers me. Zay Boogie, thank you for super chat, my man. He goes, I think we come out rusty due to the lack of reps for first team. I also hope that Detroit is just going to be a walk in the park. Doing so will be a L. They're not going to be a walk in the park because they're better than they were last year. I will say this, though. I will say this. I said the same exact things last year that I'm saying now about preseason. And the Eagles came out and they destroyed Atlanta. Like they destroyed them. So it could be totally wrong.
Yeah.
I don't like the way the NFL, and it's more the NFL than the Eagles, is going as a whole. But I can tell you this. If a team tells me they're going to play their starters, I'm telling them I'm putting my starters back in too.
Yeah, that's what I would have done.
And the reason is it's a pride thing. I'm not going to let you just go out there and embarrass my team. You want to build momentum and stuff. Well, I don't want to. I want my team to feel good about themselves going into season 2.
Right.
Miami still would have played their starters regardless. We decide to play ours. It's more risky to play your starters against backups than to play them against stars. Well, so be it. They would have, and I would have, and that would have been it. And I would have done. I would have mirrored them. You take your starters out. I take my starters out. You keep them in. I keep them in. Let's go.
Yep.
Maybe that's old school, but that's what I would have done.
I mean, didn't they know before the game that they were going to get pushed around, having their starters out against their second to third string, a mix of both substitutions in there? I mean, didn't they think that something was going to happen, that they were going to get pushed around?
Do you think you're still going to be the Dallas Cowboys on the run and get division? Are you kidding me? Oh, not only do I think we're going to win the division, we're going to sweep Dallas. Do I look like I'm kidding? We're gonna sweep you. Yeah. It will happen.
We're ready.
Why would the quarterback even be on the team? Yeah, exactly. I don't know. That's the weirdest thing. Yeah, I felt bad for the backups. Confidence and momentum big, and we were going into the season the wrong way with the wrong. That's my feeling, agreed. Devin Allen will make the practice squad at least since he made biggest plays of the game on special. Yeah, I think Devin Allen is a guy that they got to keep, man. I don't know that he can make the 53. Like, I don't think he's ready for that. But, man, you put him on a practice squad. This is a guy that hadn't played football in 4 years. And he's getting better each week. You give him a year in the offseason, you may have something there,
Maybe, yeah.
As long as he's dedicated to football and putting the work in. Because, he's got his whole, track stuff.
Right.
Strong will make the team. Sinnett will be gone. That would be interesting. What if that happens? What if they cut Sinnett and Strong makes the team?
I'll be shocked.
That would be crazy. You didn't even play the guy.
I know.
That means they've already made the decision before the season started, before training camp even started,
I know.
It's crazy. Ballright says, think about Bengals receivers last year. Chase, Wiggins, Boyd. Okay, so now our Eagles, we got Brown Smith, and who is the third guy? Quez Watkins. I think that's the real question. Quez. Okay, so you need three good guys behind them. I think Quez is really good. I think Quez is up and coming. He's good. And then you got Zach Pascal's pretty damn good, right? And then there's definitely a drop off behind those two guys. But if you're gonna say that you have to have guys behind them, who do the Bengals have behind Chase, Wiggins, and Boyd?
Yeah,
I don't either.
Mm-mm.
Jesse Bates signed his franchise tag. He caved. So that is pretty much a done deal now. We can forget that. Sinnett needs my thinking is this. I believe Sinnett will be cut. And then the Eagles will probably get a quarterback that gets cut off another roster and bring him in as a third. That's what I think will happen. And I think Carson Strong will get through waivers, and then I think they'll bring him back, but we'll see.
We'll see.
This team lacks effort and frankly doesn't care. Players are out of position. Miami used us a punching bag all week. They should have played the starters. That's how I feel. I don't like getting pushed around. I don't like being a punching bag, and I don't care if it's preseason. I'm taking pride. You're not going to walk all over my team. You're not. And if you're playing your starters because our starters are out, I'm playing them. I am. And if not, then let's go. Dress rehearsal, mother humpers. Dress rehearsal. Gambo, thank you for a super chat, my man. He says, hey, Cowboy fans, you all haven't won anything since the salary cap was introduced. A few rings 30 to 50 years ago purchased with oil money isn't impressive. Thank you. And he's right, because a couple of those Super Bowls, there was no salary cap and stuff. So they could go out and get Deion Sanders or whoever they needed. It was a different game.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it either because Tyron Smith went down now. That's going to be a big hit. There's already two changes to that offensive line. Now they need a left tackle and a receiver.
Yeah.
So
you hear me, but you don't hear me, right? The Cowboys are better than the Phillies. I don't believe it. I hear you,
but I don't.
You hear me, but I think you think I'm like a dog barking or something. I think the Eagles are better than the Cowboys. And only time will tell. But I promise you this, Andy. If I'm wrong, you'll have all off season to hear me eat crow. So, either way, it'll be entertaining for you, I guess. Hey, Philly fans, you have only one ring since Super Bowl ever started. I know, but we got to watch and see it. Most of your Cowboy fans see nothing. Cowboy fans absolutely astound me. Like, I've never seen a fan base care so much for preseason win or loss. Like, they really think it matters. I don't care what the score was. I care who played. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I cared that we got pushed around. That's what I care about. I'd rather see a starter get injured in a game that counts. No, I get it. I understand that. Look, injuries are a big factor. They're a big risk. But, you know, it's like sometimes when you try to prevent something, the more you try to prevent it, the more likely it seems like it happens. Like, sometimes you just got to go out and play, man. I don't know. I know you don't want guys to get injured, but man, I don't like teams. I don't like being pushed around like that.
Yeah, it didn't feel good.
I don't like it. I don't like our guys going now 2 weeks before the season with their head down. I don't like it.
Right.
Terrell says, Philly, you was not confident in that take. Dude, I have no idea what they're talking about. It's a new collective bargaining agreement. These non-contact slap and tickle preseason. The whole world is getting soft. You ain't kidding. You know? You ain't kidding.
It's true.
I really do believe that if the Eagles said, all right, Miami, you're playing your starters, we're playing. I could be wrong, but I really believe they would have said, no, we're not playing our starters. But the idea of having a lot of momentum and looking good in front of your home crowd, going into the regular season and having an opportunity where they're not playing their starters. Hell, they're not even playing some of their second stringers. There's an opportunity. Let's go have fun. And I think that's how they thought of it. Gambo, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, Andy drinks Steel Reserve. There you go. Let's see. I think Ethan's hilarious. Ethan just keeps telling everybody horrible question. Horrible question. We need him to be like a question moderator. Philly D says, Dallas, Washington, Lions, only 3 teams in NFC, hasn't won divisional round playoff games since going on 30 years. That's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, it's nuts.
Now, Mark Holmes came to my chat and told me that the record for the most points scored in a preseason game against them was the 2010 Indianapolis Colts. 2010 Colts went to the Super Bowl. They lost, but they went. So, Here you go. Miami didn't take advantage. Eagles failed to match them with the Eagles' decision. Oh, yeah, you're right. And what I'm saying by advantage is what I mean by that is that Miami knew the Eagles didn't care if they played their start. They didn't care. So they took advantage of the decision, Dave Dalvin says, so Philly guys aren't stretched, haven't warmed up really or anything. You guys are going to throw them in the game just because a team's playing starters. You don't want to get embarrassed in a preseason game. Yeah. I don't want to get embarrassed. Listen, I think that you need to match intensity with intensity. I think that it's football. It's not we're just going to let people walk over us. I think momentum plays a factor. It's not like those guys, it would have been last second you're going in. They knew long enough. There was long enough time that we heard that the starters were going to play. The Eagles already knew whether they were going to play starters. If you ever listen to some of the mic'd up stuff, coaches in preseason go up to each other and say, okay, we're going to play these guys this much. We're looking at doing this. And they kind of talk about what they're going to do. Why do they do that? Because they want to make sure it's, they're letting them know. The Eagles had plenty of time to play those guys. I would have done it because I truly believe if the Eagles said that we're playing our starters too, then they would not have played their starters.
I agree with that.
Now, that may be an old school way of thinking and looking at it. I don't know. But I don't like it. And I don't care that they lost. I preferred going in this game. I just wanted Carson Strong to start. I thought they're going to play their backups. We're going to play our backups. And Carson Strong is going to start. You're going to see a lot of Kennedy Brooks. And we're going to find out what some of these guys are. They didn't get any of that.
Right.
You get like second, third string guys. Like, why play Gardner Minshew? what's the point of playing Minshew? What's the point of playing any of those guys? I don't know.
If Minshew's already making the team. If some of these guys are already making the team, I don't know why you can throw them in the game. It gives more guys opportunity. That's all.
Yeah. See, this is what I'm saying. They say I'm making excuses. I'm not making an excuse. I'm saying what I would have done. I don't understand. I don't understand. I just think Dallas Cowboy fans are so delusional that all they think, they really think that preseason score matters. And it's just crazy to me.
Right.
Smash, he says, Jordan Davis conditioning is horrendous. Listen, I agree. Jordan Davis needs to be conditioned better. I totally agree with you. But you know what? It's not just him, man. There was a lot of guys that were like gasping for breath. And that once again goes back to the way that they practice,
True.
A lot of people think this with me. Carson Strong is the hiding gem, and the Eagles don't want to show it. I really think that there's something to it, though.
I don't know. They're hiding them for. I don't know. They're treating. I mean, I've never seen quarterbacks treated this way in preseason. I don't know.
No,
it's weird.
Not a guy that is under. It's not like he's a starting quarterback.
Right.
Ray says the weak defense made the Eagles look bad. Mans walked up and down. Oh, they did totally. I agree with you. Now, like I said, I still think the Eagles. I still got them winning 12 games. I still think they're going to win a playoff game. All those things are there. But this was a little frustrating tonight.
Agreed.
Yo, Phil, you enjoy Twins? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We both look like Denzel Washington. Jordan Davis and Dean only played the first. I only remember them in 2 drives, and I can't remember the rest.
Yeah, it wasn't long at all. That.
No, I don't care that they lost. I honestly could care less. I don't care that they lost. I care about the attitude going into the game, the approach to the game, and I care about who played. The thing that drove me more, even worse than not playing like certain players, is like, why is Reed Sinnett getting so many snaps? That pissed me off more than anything else this whole game. Is that he was out there and not other guy Strong.
Idea.
So I don't think Sinnett's making his team, dude. I don't think he's making it. Carson Wentz has a ring. Dak doesn't. Yeah, that's true. Thoughts on Hightower? That's a great question. Because I thought Hightower played okay today when he was given an opportunity. Is he eligible to come back on practice squad?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I would like to bring Hightower back on the team. They're going to cut him, but then I'd bring him back. I would bring him back if I can. I unfortunately, I don't think Greg Ward's making his team, dude.
Been out way too long. I mean, some of these players even say, I don't know. Like, I don't think Hightower's had many chances. I think this is the game where he was in, I think he was more productive in this game. I don't know. Like last year he was injured and then he showed up in that 3rd preseason game and it just wasn't enough. So,
yeah.
I don't think they value Ward. I don't think Nick values Greg Ward that much like Doug did anyway. I just feel like I think he's out.
What did you think about Calcaterra?
I thought he played good. I mean, really from 2 missed throws, that I think 1 missed throw that was wide open, and he would have had another first down. I thought he was fine. I thought he was totally fine. I think he had the one holding call, but yeah,
I kind of liked him a little bit. It's interesting. I asked because Richard Rodgers is out there late in the game. Like he must be really low on the depth chart.
Yeah,
and I thought he was their number 2. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Where's Nick now? I guess he's getting on a plane back to Philly. Carson will beat the Eagles before you ever. Oh God, man, where are you Cowboys? I've never seen a team. People are gloating about a preseason game, dude. Preseason. This is crazy. If this was week 1 and we lost, I would get it. I don't get this at all. Like seriously, who cares if the score of the preseason game? Joseph cares, okay, and we're Nick Foles. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Philly, how can you win a playoff game if you might not be in the playoff game? I don't think you will be. I think Dallas is going to win the playoff. We will see, Rocksteady. but I think the Eagles will win the division. That means a home playoff game.
Right.
I think the Eagles win that home playoff game. At that point, it's all in Hurts. We'll see,
True.
Something behind the scenes with Javon Hargrave, who was unhappy for not receiving a contract extension this summer. Keep an eye on the situation. Interesting. Did you heard anything about Hargrave behind the scenes?
Nothing. No.
I just know he's got a big-ass toe problem,
Yeah, these toes are getting out of hand.
But I would like to keep Hargrave because you're going to lose Fletcher Cox next year, right?
Yeah.
So I think you got to keep him. Maybe we could trade Jalen Reagor and Greg Ward to Jacksonville and get running back Robertson. I'm sure he could work out a deal to get a big back from Jacksonville. Yeah, or just maybe trade one of the better for a back from Miami. Do you see all the backs that they have?
Yeah, they got a lot of good.
Dude, Sony Michel was in there in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Do you think they trade Reagor?
From what happened today, no. From them pulling him early, I don't think so. I think he makes the team now, which really sucks. Because I thought with all the rumors going around and these teams calling, and there was two extra, an AFC team and another NFC team calling, and all this interest, and I feel like the Eagles were trying to find the right, maybe they were trying to squeeze for a better pick or something. I don't know, but from them taking him out early in this game, I'm sorry to say, but it looks like it might happen. He might make it. Sucks, but
yeah, I think there's going to be at least two trades that go down. I think they're going to try to move Reagor. I think they're going to try to move him. Here's what I think will happen. At running back, I think they're going to get another running back in here. Huntley will go, but Huntley will remain on the roster until then. I think Sinnett goes and they find another third string quarterback. I think they're going to try to trade Jalen Reagor. I think those three things happen. I think we'll get down to close to the 53, and then a couple of those things will go.
Yeah, possibility.
Yeah. Smash says, "Can you imagine these guys doing 2 days in Lehigh? Buddy Ryan just rolled. Oh no, I can't imagine. And let me tell you, Buddy never would have let this happen tonight. It will not have happened. Bubble Wrap said we would have traded him already. We're 2 weeks away. Not, listen, last year, you got to remember, people said the same thing about Ertz, close to the 53. We didn't trade him at the 53. We would have traded him already in summer. We didn't. He's staying. He got traded. So, he could be a situation where you trade him later,
Right.
Paul says, trade Reagor to Arizona for wide receiver returnment Isabella, who solves the Eagles' game return situation. I'm all for it. Because I think, as much as we talk about we need a bigger back, safety, I think the return game is the weakest part of this team, to be honest with you.
True. They could get someone off waivers. Maybe there's a tough cut that somebody makes that's a good returner that wasn't cutting out for another team.
Yeah, that's what Reagor should be right now. Reagor should be at the very least, he should be a really good returner. And that's why we have to keep him,
Right, yeah.
We ain't getting Andy Isabella for Reagor. They're fighting. Reagor has no value in a trade. Well, I know. Well, that is true. But sometimes, you can do something. I mean,
he has joint practice value.
Yeah. Well, listen, what about Chuck Clark? I did a video on Chuck Clark earlier. It came out that Chuck Clark did confirm that he asked for a trade. I don't know if he's asked for one since, but the Eagles did talk to the Baltimore, and Jalen Reagor was what Baltimore was going to take in return, probably with a pick. But, if they could go back and call Baltimore, maybe get that happen, that would be huge for us.
Right. Yeah, that would be a good, we definitely need it with Marcus Williams there, Kyle Hamilton. He's probably just like, I want to start somewhere else, and it's got more worth, more value, so.
Yeah. Is there anybody on this team that you think, made the case tonight should make it? Do you think, is there anybody on this team after tonight you think deserves it?
Blankenship does. I think Blankenship does. To be honest, Jason Huntley probably deserves a spot, but he's just in a really crowded room right now. And it's not necessarily saying he's the number 4, but he's made his case to be a rotational back. I don't see why not.
Yeah. I think Blankenship deserves it. I honestly do. That hit he made, I thought that was Tart at first because that's what I was expecting, and it wasn't. But I think Blankenship deserves it too. I even like Devin Allen. I don't think Devin Allen's ready though. I think he needs to be on a practice squad for a year.
True. With Blankenship, he's got like this physical presence to him because every hit he makes is like a big hit. Like he's just very, I don't know, like and it's always you always see him just make tackles and you just see him in there. So I mean, I think Deion Kane deserves to make it too. I thought he played good again tonight. So it's going to be interesting. We got about 600 people, just over 600 people combined in the chat. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Click the link in the description. Sub up my man Joey Shakes. And really, I mean, Joey, is there, anything? That's kind of, pretty much all I had to say or thinking about. Is there anything, anything else you want to talk about or cover that we might have missed? I don't know. It's really it. I mean, it was a crap game today. The way they were using certain players was not good. Like I didn't like the substitutions. I didn't like how they've been treating training camp and these joint practices having more value than preseason games, and putting guys in this third preseason game that already are that are going to be on the team already. So why not sit those guys and give other guys a chance? It kind of just bothered me a little bit. And obviously, like you said, getting pushed around and just allowing this team to start, even if they were starting their starters, you can't let these guys do that, especially, these next 2 weeks are going to be critical. Now, this is it. We're done with preseason. We're waiting for this day to be over with. I mean, thank God this didn't happen last week because they would be dealing with another week of this. So the next 2 weeks are going to be critical. They're going to be crucial, and hopefully the tackling gets better. And we're going to find out these cuts the next couple of days. The waiver wire, we're going to see, what Howie's going to do. And, with certain players, if we get a return specialist or something, it's going to be interesting, especially trades for a running back. A Reagor. What's going to happen with Reagor is, this. Question. Yeah,
to me, that's the big question right now. What happens with Reagor? I think Dillard makes his team. I don't think they're going to even trade Dillard at this point. So I think Reagor makes his team. The Reagor question is big because if you trade Reagor, then other things start to fall into place. I think the Reagor question, the safety question, to me, are two that I'm really interested, because I feel like you need more depth in the defensive backfield, So those are what I'm going to be watching very, very closely, and then those final 3 cuts. When it goes to the final 3 cuts you have to make, who is Howie going to keep? Because remember, that's not on the coach. You could have a guy like Blankenship. Let's say it comes down to Blankenship, one of those last 3 cuts, and it's either him or Wallace. Well, the coaches may like Blankenship, but Howie may have different motives, so we just don't know.
Right? I get it.
But it's going to be interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. It's we've been streaming since what, like 7 o'clock your time. It's almost midnight now, or is it way past midnight?
Almost midnight.
Yeah. So we've been streaming for like 5 hours. So. That's pretty much it. I will be putting out a 53-man roster tonight or tomorrow. See when I feel like finishing it up. You got anything coming out?
Yeah, I got a couple of videos. I got like 2 videos coming out tonight into tomorrow, and then I have my own 53-man roster video coming out as well. So that's already set up already. So it'll be a lot of content out. Yeah,
I did my 53-man. I have about 4 more cuts that I wasn't sure of. I wanted to see. So I have to get that done and then get it out. But I want to get it out quick because I think by tomorrow afternoon, you're going to see the cuts are going to start coming in. Right. So I want to get it out. But anyways, guys, thank you so much. As far as you Eagle fans go out there, listen, it's preseason. It's not the end of the world. Don't worry about it. Don't listen to those Cowboy fans. They're crazy. They're absolutely crazy. And, we'll be fine. We'll win the division. We're going to sweep Dallas. And it's going to be fun. And we'll see if we can get a championship game. With that said, anything else you got to say, Joey?
That's it. I'm ready. We're down. We're done. We're done with preseason. It's down to getting ready to shed some blood in Detroit.
Yes, this is our preseason finale. This is our final thoughts on this past game. We turned the page and we move forward now.
Right.
And it's time to double moonwalk some ass. But with that said, we are clean now. We washed our hands of it. That's right. Washed our hands. I got to get up early. I got on my OnlyFans. I got a squat cobbler event going down. So we got it out. Frustration's out, and now it's ready to get going. So I ain't talking about this game anymore. I'm done. I'm done with it.
It's over.
It's
over.
All right. With that said, guys, I hope you guys have a great night. You guys take care. And what the hell did I just do? Oh, sorry. I'm trying to get this thing off. Where's the damn thing? I can't get it off.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All right. I had to get more combs all set up. Take care. We will talk to you guys later. Don't be a dingbat. Peace.
Peace.
Time for one more play. We had one more.
Yo, you gotta be motherfucking
You
kidding
got
me.
to be kidding me. We have no time for one more play.
Look at this motherfucker
What are you doing?
running from
What
a.
are you doing?
To get off the field on third down.
What was that bullshit?
That is not right.
Kellen Moore, he's got to be better, man. He wasn't.
Oh, that's some bullshit. What was that? We had no time for one more
He
play.
had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us.
Away, but, this is just
The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
The brother screwed
it is what it
us.
is, man.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys games.
Yeah, you
The brother
literally.
screwed us. The brother screwed us.